Saving money is one of the 5 pillars of personal finance. This makes it a very common goal and a super relevant one for most people. And where goals are concerned, the SMART goal framework is really helpful. In this video, I'm going to talk you through the framework and show you how you can use it to reach your own savings goals. First up, the acronym. SMART goals are specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they are relevant to you, and they have a set time frame. This framework is backed by a whole bunch of psychology research and behavior science studies, so it really is a goodie. Since there is nothing quite like blasting through your savings goal if you want to feel good about yourself and your bank balance, let's jump right in. First up, S for specific. How much do you want to save? When will you save it by? What is your plan for achieving your savings goal? Think about all of the specifics and, importantly, write them down. A 2015 psychology study by Dr. Gail Matthews showed that people who write their goals down are up to 30% more likely to achieve them. It turns out that the act of physically writing out your goals helps to clarify them in your mind, which in turn makes your brain prioritize it and set the direction for your actions. Next up, we're going with M for measurable. The ability to quantify your progress when it comes to goals is really important, particularly when you have sometimes challenging goals like saving money, because seeing your progress helps you to stay motivated. This is particularly true when you see that bank balance going up. So luckily, measuring money is pretty simple. It's a number. The bank balance is either going up or it's going down. However, if you want to stay motivated, even when it feels difficult, you need to be consistently checking in with your progress. So here are a few things that you can think about before you get started. Hey, it is so awesome that you are putting your finance first, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you are enjoying my channel, it would be great if you would subscribe and of course hit the like button. I'm also always happy to get your feedback. On with the video. Where are you going to save your cash? Is it going to be in a savings pot? Is it going to be in a whole separate account with a different bank to your current account? Or do you have some other plan? Where is the money going to go? How often are you going to check your progress? Is it going to be weekly, monthly? What works for you? And where are you going to keep a track of your progress? Will you have a spreadsheet? Are you going to download a savings app, or are you going to rely on mental maths just informally when you check it? And while we're on the topic of measuring your progress, because consistency is really important, there are a few things that you can do to keep yourself on track. Dr. Matthews' study, which I mentioned earlier, also verified a theory about the value of accountability when it comes to goal setting. And the cool thing is that it doesn't have to be accountability from another person where your finances are concerned. You can in fact tap into psychological nudges. So there was a study by the UK's Financial Conduct Authority in 2017, which defined a nudge as a reminder that guides you towards a desired behavior. So in this case, it guides you towards regular saving. For you, this could be as simple as an automated reminder that comes to you monthly via email, or even a little notification or reminder on your phone. Moving on to A for attainable. SMART goals are attainable because if your goal is unrealistic, your chances of failure increase. So how much can you actually afford to save each month? And what does that mean for your timeline? To be able to calculate this accurately so that you can set yourself an attainable goal, there are a few things that you need to be clear on first. You need to understand your current spending habits. What are your necessities? What can you afford to cut? Look at your current spending and figure out how much you can actually afford to save right now without changing anything. You also need to understand which parts of your budget are flexible. So if you decide that you actually would like to save a little bit more, can you take money from other parts of your budget to bump up your saving each month? And relatedly, you need to understand if your savings goal is time bound and there's some external factor that's influencing it, do you actually need to increase your income in order to hit that goal? These are all things that are going to help you set a goal that works for you. Now, once you have a clearer understanding of your starting point, here's how to make your goals more attainable. I already mentioned nudges. These are going to be really helpful in keeping you on the straight and narrow, because you do not want to let "I forgot to save" be the reason that you don't hit your savings goals. You can also automate your savings, so it automatically goes out of your account. You don't have to make any decisions. This process means that it also limits the chances of you making a decision that does not suit your savings goal. And finally, you can reward yourself along the way. This is particularly important if it's a long-term savings goal. If you're looking at a year or 2 years, maybe you want to set some milestones for yourself. When you're 25% or 30% there, when you're 50% there. Okay, and now we're on R for relevant. SMART goals are relevant to you and your life. So the savings goals that you have in mind, does it align with your values? Is it serving something else in your life? Why do you actually want to save in the first place? Why do you want to save that specific number? Ditto for your timeline. Why are you choosing that timeline? Is there logic behind the amount and the timeline that you're working towards? Or are you actually creating undue pressure for yourself? And finally, the T for time frame. I've touched on this quite a lot already, but successful SMART goals have a time frame attached to them. You want to look at your current finances based on your audit that I talked about earlier in the video. Decide what is a realistic timeline for you. How much are you going to save every week, every month, in order to hit your savings goal within the timeline that you set for yourself? The time frame thing is really important because otherwise you always run the risk of being that person who has the goal of save more money on your to-do list for the rest of your life. And that, friends, is how you save money using the SMART goal framework. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already liked this video or subscribed to my channel, it would be amazing if you would. If you have already, thank you so much. And I will see you in the next video.